Hey, Bill. It's nice to
Good
see you.
morning.
Good to be here together on what is actually a mostly warm day here, but it's going to turn to freezing rain. How's your weather out there?
Well, same here. 2 days ago was two below zero, and this morning is 52 degrees. So wide change.
Uh, yeah, there's. I'm hoping it would stay warm all the time, but we can't really complain about this winter so far. We're here with Bill Iams. Bill Iams is one of the. I'm going to say, Bill, are you one of the founders of NAFCA?
Yes.
And as such, Bill is really familiar with the school and why the school was started and when it was started. The fence training school has been such a benefit to people like myself who are in the industry but don't know the ins and outs about fencing. And I learned so much from the school. And people who have been in the fencing industry for years still go to the school for the things they learn. So maybe Bill, you could tell us a little bit about how the school got founded and why it's all came about.
Well, we saw a need to continue the education of the field training school that the AFA had started. The AFA had kind of went in a different direction with their schooling, and as a result, they kind of furloughed all the instructors that had taught at the original field training school. And that was basically the impetus to form NAFCA, which was the North American Fence Contractors Association. So some of the founding members were past instructors from AFA, along with some other people in the industry. We liked the hands-on training that we were familiar with, and that was basically a continuation of what we have done. It's basically hands-on in the field, learn as you go, learn as you're taught with hands-on.
Well, that's fantastic. Do you remember when the first year was for the school?
I'm thinking our first school may have been around 2011 or 2012, and we had the first school was in Delta, Colorado. We choose the Delta location due to Fred Vanette was our head instructor for the school, and he had retired from fencing and was living in Delta. So we all kind of combined a school along with a reunion and met up in Delta. And I believe we had about 14 students at that first school. And we kind of did the same thing we're doing now. You know, we had stations on welding, we had stations on commercial chain link, we had stations on um, ornamental iron, we had stations on wood, on the farm and ranch, and on PVC. We combined everything there at that first school, and we did it at the city park,
Oh,
which is along the Gunnison River. And it was a very, very well attended school in a beautiful location. And after that school, we then moved to Sebring, where we're currently located. And our school is held on the municipal golf course at Sebring. And it still allows us to do all the different facets of our education. And while we're doing it, we're also permanently installing fences that are in use day after day and year after year, which is kind of nice to do a project as you're learning that's actually useful.
yeah, and then go back and make sure that they're still there,
Yes.
even after hurricanes and tropical storms in that part of the world.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's a little warmer than Colorado, I would think.
Yes. We had some cold weather when we were in Colorado. We did have our Colorado school was in the fall of the year. We would not want to be in Delta this time of the year because it's rather cold and snowy.
Yes, exactly. I think that's one of the attractive points about going to Sebring is that generally it's pretty warm, and that's an attractive point. Now, Bill, I understand.
Yes.
To the last time
I'm sorry.
we spoke, we only have two seats available for this year's training class.
Yes, as of Friday, there were only 2 spots left, and I am not sure what the status is on that right now, but I know that they filled up faster this year than they ever have, which is a good thing. We limit our number of students, we limit our team size to 7. Get too many people in one group, it kind of is detrimental to the learning process. So this year we're looking forward to having a full school, and everybody will learn to the maximum ability.
Wonderful. Well, last thing, Bill, I wanted to ask you is, what part of the class do you teach?
We teach the farm and ranch section of the fence of the school. A lot of the students that come down have no experience with the farm and ranch fencing, but there is a lot of cross-pollination between what we do and what the commercial guys do and what the wood guys do. So when they first get to our class, they think they're not going to learn anything, but when they leave, they're really excited to go out and even have enough confidence to maybe even tackle a farm and ranch fence job on their own.
I think the most exciting part for me the first time was actually seeing the machinery involved in pounding posts in the ground, and you know, just understanding why that technology is a good way to put posts in the ground. Could you touch just a little bit on that?
Yes, you know, the background with our fencing was started out as a high tensile fencing operation, which is high tensile wire stretched very tight. And to do that, you need a very good framework or posting or and bracing assembly. And the background for to do a good frame or a good brace is have a post that's set in the ground that's not going to move. So a driven post is what we're really after. A driven post will be up to 10 times tighter than the best handset post. So we use hydraulic post drivers to drive the post in the ground. It'll take anywhere from 1 minute to 5 minutes to get that post in the ground, depending upon the ground conditions. But once that post is in the ground, it's tight and it's ready to build on. So it uses less labor. It gives us the maximum strength right from the get-go, and we start off with a good foundation for our fencing is the bracing. And key to that is the post driver that gets the post in the ground fast, efficiently, and strong.
Well, that was brilliant, and I have to say that's, you know, when you want to feel the earth rattling under your feet, it's kind of nice, especially the ground is so soft in Florida. It really makes some vibrations for sure. Well, Bill, we look forward to seeing you down in Sebring. And for those of you who are thinking about coming to the training class, sign up if you haven't already. If those, hopefully those 2 spots are still available. We look forward to seeing you at the school. Thanks for your time today, Bill. It's good to talk to you.
Same here. Thank you, Al. See you in Florida.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.